Alright, so a fair bit of warning. When you get out of a movie and you see a line of about 3,000 15-year-old girls waiting to see the movie that you just saw, it's not strange. It's just the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games. Alright, so the Hunger Games movie, just like the book, has an enormous amount of hype around it. And to be fair, a couple days ago, I sat down and I read the Hunger Games book. I won't compare the movie to the book too much. I know how that can be. That can be annoying, but it's almost inevitable. Alright, so in the Hunger Games, there are 12 districts that all make up a nation. There used to be 13, but number 13, it's gone now. And each of these 12 districts has to offer up one girl and one boy to compete in the Hunger Games, which is you take the contestants, put them in the wilderness somewhere, broadcast it live to the entire nation. They all fight to the death till there's the last one standing. And is the Hunger Games good? Yeah, it's good. Be it overhyped a bit. So first of all, Katniss Everdeen, played by Jennifer Lawrence, I really liked her in this movie. She's perfect as Katniss, she's awesome, she's badass, she's not really warm and fuzzy, you think, oh, she's a chick, she's gonna be like, emotional chick. She's actually pretty cold, she's had to adapt, she lives in District 12, which is pretty much like the shit district. Feature movies have one thing in common: when you're broke-ass poor, you are broke-ass poor. You look like you live in the slums of 1864. When you're rich, you look like you live in the year 2600. And while Katniss is being trained, we have Woody Harrelson. He plays Haymitch. Haymitch was a boy from District 12 who actually won the Hunger Games. Now he's a man. And he gets to train Katniss and Peeta, the two from District 12 who were competing in the Hunger Games. And I actually liked him as Haymitch. He's a drunk slob. He's kind of funny. Doesn't like the politics and bullshit. I like that about him. And I liked how the Hunger Games shows that, yeah, you can kill people all you want, but you want the people to like you so you get sponsorship. And although Katniss is really good at killing people, not so good at having people like her. So then we get to the main event, the wilderness, the Hunger Games, and then, yeah, people start slicing each other up and dying. And at that point, you still like the Hunger Games, but it's not as exciting as you think it would be. I mean, you would think it's a really cool thing, survival of the fittest. We're throwing Darwinism at the wall here, seeing who sticks. In the end, it's, it has its exciting parts, also has its slow parts. I mean, there are a couple of situational circumstances, like she gets this little pal in the movie. You're supposed to care about this little pal, you really don't. And there's this kind of romance blooming with her and Peeta, the guy from District 12 that she's there with, but really, you don't buy it. I mean, there's no other way to say it, so I'm just gonna hit you in the face with it. You don't really buy the fact that she gives a shit about him. And it is illustrated in the book that at first she doesn't. She's just doing it to play to the audience so she gets sponsorship. But at a point, she actually ends up liking the dude. In this movie, I never really bought that she actually cared about him. The argument could be, dude, yeah, she didn't want him to die or anything. She must love him. Nah, it's not how I saw it. I saw it as, oh, you're a good person. I don't want you to get killed. Not like, oh, I don't want you to get killed because I love you. You cannot want someone to die just because you're a decent human being. Like, there's a scene in the book, they spend a lot of time in this cave. Because they gotta heal up and whatnot, and it gives time for them to kind of bond. In the book, it was way too long. I was like, all right, dude, get back to the killing. I'm just that kind of person, I guess. But in the movie, it breezes right by it. So you're like, all right, dude, show why they care. Somewhere there is a happy medium that I would have liked to have seen in either medium, it just wasn't there. And I thought they handled an element of the storytelling really well. The Hunger Games book is written in first person, so when things are going down, you can read her thoughts on the subject. The movie doesn't have that luxury, so they need to tell you information without it being forced. So in that, they go to Stanley Tucci and the broadcasters who are commentating throughout the Hunger Games on TV, and they tell you, the viewer, the information. I thought that was a really good way to do it. And Stanley Tucci rocks, and so do his teeth. So good acting, I like the premise, I like the world they've built in the Hunger Games. It had some excitement, it had some boring parts, it had a romance I didn't really buy. In the end, I will say the Hunger Games is a good time, no alcohol required. It's good, it's enjoyable, but it's not like the Christ you've been told it's supposed to be. If you love the books, you're gonna like the movie. If you don't like the Hunger Games at all, the movie's not gonna win you over. Alright, so there are a few battle to the death type movies. What's your favorite battle to the death, last one standing, and broadcasted on television if we're lucky? Your favorite movie of that type? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.